Welcome to my next The Shield Season 1 episode review video. Before I talk about that, though, pretty important, if you haven't watched the first 3 episodes of The Shield Season 1, then it would be my recommendation that you don't watch this detailed review any further to avoid any potential spoilers. And just know that this is a show that I've already watched before. It's been a while, so I wanted to rewatch the show, and since I'm rewatching it, I might as well do review videos here on YouTube. So with that said, this will be The Shield Season 1, Episode 3. The title of this episode is called The Spread. And this will be my review reaction recap after just finishing watching the episode. We start with Aceveda announcing that there's a warrant sweep day in which officers track down perps with outstanding arrest warrants and serve them. As everyone trades in their warrants around, Vic Mackey notices Danny has a warrant for Virgil Lewis, a man who attacked Vic Mackey in front of children, and takes it off her hands. Connie, bruised and terrified, approaches Vic Mackey and explains a client with a knife attacked and tried to rape her when she put a condom on him. Occupied with his warrants, Vic Mackey has Dutch Boy take her to the hospital. Dutch, Holland, Wagenbach, whatever you want to call him. Sometimes I call him Dutch, sometimes I call him Wagenbach, and sometimes I call him Dutch Boy, just to give you a heads up. But he has him take her to the hospital and asks him to find the man who attacked her. Then the strike team bursts into Lewis' house and arrests anyone present. One of the people in attendance being Derek Tripp, a famed New Jersey Nets player and a friend of Lewis. Vic Mackey finds an unlicensed firearm on Tripp when he searches him. As Gardocki and Lem escort the others out, Vic Mackey tells Shane Vandrell that Tripp is playing a big game tonight against the Lakers, and he notices an advertisement for apartments for rent across the street. He rents one and tells Tripp that they are keeping him out of the public eye until they sort the situation out, and Vic Mackey, he pretends to call Aceveda and tells Tripp Aceveda will come down soon and sort things out personally, and then he quietly explains his plan to Shane Vandrell. They will make Tripp miss the game, allowing them to arrange bets on the Lakers winning. Lem and Gardocki return. Shane and Tripp discuss the policy of charging money for autographs. Shane pulls Vic Mackey aside and tells him the payout for betting on the Lakers is 6.5 times back, and that Vic Mackey is the only one who has not put down money. Vic Mackey declines, not interested. When Shane asks about the rest of their warrants, Vic assures him that he is taking care of it, having contacted all of his outstanding warrants and threatening them into turning themselves in, as Desk Sergeant Nathan Peterson complains about the influx of arrests. Aceveda tries to convince him he is doing valuable work. Dutch and Claudette discuss Connie's attack. Claudette has cross-referenced the part of a license plate Connie had written down on her hand, but has gotten 600 matches. Dutch notices that he has been studying the recent murders of prostitutes and has found an apparent pattern in which the victims are all placed face down. Dutch wants to assemble a task force based on this, but Aceveda turns him down immediately. Danny and Julian arrest Tomas, who claims that he has seen Julian hanging around across the street from a local gay club. Connie identifies William Greenlee as her attacker from a mugshot, a environmental protester who has been arrested 3 years prior. The team bursts into his house to find him naked on his couch and his fridge locked with a large chain. Dutch cuts it open and finds dozens of dated jars of sperm inside, which Greenlee refers to as his children. And then back at the bar, Aceveda introduces Vic Mackey to Tripp's attorney, Marcia Kramer, who is looking for Tripp and was told by Lewis that he was last seen with Vic Mackey. Vic Mackey ignores her and instead talks to Connie, who wants to leave the precinct to meet with a client. Tripp becomes impatient and tries to leave, wanting to meet up with a girlfriend. Adriana and Lem give Tripp his phone to call her over. Dutch asks Greenlee a series of questions related to the dates of face-down prostitute murders, causing Claudette to pull him out and tell him to knock it off. Vic Mackey, watching on the observation camera, asks Claudette to hurry the process along. Connie, increasingly distressed, asks Vic to let her leave again. He places her in the strike team's office and tells her he will take care of her need. the last part observed by an arriving Corinne and their son Matthew. He passes Connie off as part of a case, and Corinne reminds him that they have a meeting with Matthew's teacher at 7 o'clock. Adriana arrives, and she and Tripp have loud sex in the apartment's bedroom. Finishing their last warrant, Danny and Julian are stopped by an elderly Spanish woman named Estella, who complains about the noise her neighbor Ricky Harris is making. Danny gives her a card and tells her to call and file a complaint. Back at the barn, Tomas begs Julian to believe the warrant is mistaken, but is stopped from talking to him by Danny. Greenlee assures Claudette that he does not use or need prostitutes, as women apparently find him irresistible due to his sperm. Dutch tells her he contacted an ex of Greenlee's who says he angers easily and his mental state is deteriorating due to a brain tumor. Annoyed with Tripp's sex, Shane calls Vic Mackey and tells him to hurry up. Vic assures him he will. Then he hangs up when he hears screaming coming from a nearby apartment complex. Finding a crackhead dangling his son over the complex's pool, delusional Vic tries to calm him down, but he jumps in the pool with the baby, and Vic saves them both, arresting the man and quietly stealing his crack to give to Connie. Aceveda compliments him on his performance, but notes that he was back at the apartment complex he arrested Lewis at, which Vic plays off. Aceveda tells Kramer that Tripp is likely off with a woman. Adriana leaves, and Tripp also tries to, but Shane stops him. Now, Adriana was really hot, by the way. Just a note that I noticed there. Suspecting him of foul play, Tripp tries to argue with Shane, and Shane calls him a racial slur. When he picks up the phone to call Kramer, Shane slaps it out of his hand and attacks Tripp, forcing Lem and Ronnie, or Gardaki, whatever you want to call him, to pull him off. As Tomas is let out by Julian, he tries and fails to get Julian's number. Greenlee explains to Claudette and Dutch that he dislikes wasting sperm, and worried that his tumor could render him where he can't do that anymore. He has begun excessively producing it. Aceveda reminds Danny to submit her application for the sergeant's position. She correctly guesses he wants her in the position for publicity's sake, but agrees regardless. She and Julian follow up on Harris's noise complaint and find several illegal weapons stashed in his couch when they search the place. Vic returns to find Tripp bound and gagged. Enraged, he frees Tripp and orders Shane to the bedroom. When he pulls a gun on him, Shane angrily asks Vic if he should kill him because that's what we do now, right? He reminds Vic that he killed Terry Crowley, and Vic orders him to get over it and don't bring it up again. Claudette gains Greenlee's trust by seducing him and coaxes him into identifying himself as Connie's attacker, and admits that he had raped and inseminated 10 other women, but did not kill them. When Claudette tries to leave, disgusted, Greenlee tries to grab her, and she punches him in the testicles. Danny and Dutch discuss the events of the day, in which she expresses anxiety over passing the sergeant's test and asks him to tutor him. Vic drives Tripp out to a random street and orders him to keep quiet or he will manufacture evidence to put Tripp in jail. He asks Tripp why he continues to hang around Lewis and his friends, and Tripp explains that they are his old friends and that he feels he can trust no one. Vic Mackey remarks that Tripp should have helped them up instead of letting them take him down with him, and gives him directions before letting him out. He drives away and notices that fans approach Tripp. Peterson, annoyed by the day's events and the job, retires. Vic, Connie, in tow, thanks Claudette for catching Greenlee. She tells him Dutch is also to be thanked, but he ignores her. Greenlee and Connie lock eyes, and he pitifully waves at her. Julian visits Tomas at his apartment, denying his apparent homosexuality. Tomas empathizes, claiming he understands Julian's denial. Julian lets Tomas kiss him and takes him inside. Matthew's teacher meets with Corinne and Vic to tell him she suspects their son may have something wrong with him, encouraging them to take him to a neurological... I can't talk all of a sudden. neurologist, and they drive home in silence. The radio recaps the Lakers-Nets game, saying that Tripp missed the game because he was stuck in traffic returning from a charity event because he was signing all those autographs for people. So a good episode. I'll give it a 7.6 out of 10. And the character of the episode is going to be Claudette. A lot of people did a good job, but I'll give it to Claudette. That Greenlee guy was a little insane. So you've heard everything that I have to say. Now it's your turn. If you're a fan of The Shield and you want to help me out with the YouTube algorithm, please make sure that you Hulk smash the like button. Otherwise, I'll send Vic Mackey after you. Share the video with a friend. Put this video on any one of your social media platforms. Don't forget to sound off in the comment section about what your thoughts are on this episode of The Shield. What would you rate it, and who would you choose as your character of the episode? And then last, but certainly not least, don't forget to hit that sub button. You're watching the video anyway. Subscribe to the channel. Help me get over 100K subscribers. Yes, I know I set my goals high. Join the team, show your damn support, and be a part of something special. And you never know what you're going to see on JDev TV.